Yo, what's good, Cutthroat Mob? You tap back into Peace of Mind Reloaded, where it's the unfiltered zone where I say the shit most people only think and are afraid to say and don't want to say. Um, no fake ass therapy talk, no polite lies, no sugar-coated comfort, just the truth, the kind that stings a little before it sets you free. This ain't church, but we will still confess here. This ain't gossip. Retry that. Yo, what's good, Cutthroat Mob? You tap back into Peace of Mind Reloaded, the unfiltered zone where I say the shit most people only think and are afraid to say, don't want to talk about. No fake ass therapy talk, no polite lies, no sugar coated comfort, just the truth. The kind that stings a little before it sets you free. This ain't church, but we still confess here. This ain't gossip, but we still tell the truth about people who played us. And this sure as hell ain't for the weak hearted. Because peace of mind costs accountability, and most folks too broke to even pay that. Welcome back, y'all. I missed y'all crazy asses. If you're new to Peace of Mind, first, I want to give you a warm welcome. You are now a part of the Cutthroat Mob. Here at Peace of Mind, this ain't your regular ass conversation. We dig where they don't want us digging. Government lies, prison, political scandals, societal corruption, the real dirt they've been hiding while smiling in our faces. You know, we talk history, culture, and society. We break we break that down the way the textbooks never did, and we flip it to the human side as well. We talk love, loyalty, family, friendship, protecting your peace, setting boundaries, surviving the chaos, and all that messy ass real life shit most people fear to face. Um, Nothing here is sugar coated, nothing's fake, and nothing's convenient. We tell it like it is, raw, bold, and right up in your face with it. By the time you're done listening, the smoke clears, the bullshit fades, and you're left staring at the truth, owning it, and walking out with peace of mind that actually sticks. So, roll one up, sip some, grab your blankets, pillows, chargers, snacks, whatever makes you comfortable, and lock in. Buckle up, hold on, and get ready because this ride to peace of mind don't wait for nobody, and it ain't slowing down for no one. Nothing here is forced to make sense on demand. If you catch it, you catch it. If it goes over your head, that ain't an insult. It just means you're not tuned to this frequency yet. This is a community. Respect the space, respect the truth, and you'll always be welcome here. Now, today's episode, we getting into some real shit, y'all. We talking about why healing feels lonely. We talk about we talking about how trauma bonds get mistaken for love, why love alone is not enough, how family is often your first introduction to dysfunction, and and how being broke changes how you love. Oh, and and the advice many of us wish we had before we learned everything the hard way. This episode ain't for, the surface thinkers. This is for the ones doing the work and wondering why it feels so isolating. So, like I said, roll one, smoke one, grab your drink, charge your blanket, whatever you need to get comfortable and lock in. Again, this is Peace of Mind Reloaded. I'm your host, Princess the Goddess, the one and only true one, aka Lady Third Eye. And without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So, the first topic for segment one, what we're going to be talking about is the healing, right? Whew, let's get to it, y'all. So, healing. Damn, healing is lonely. And I'm not talking about the Instagram version of healing with the candles and the quotes. I'm talking about the kind of healing that makes your chest hurt, your phone feels silent, and your soul feel like it just left the building because it don't recognize the world that you're standing in anymore. See, most people think healing is some magical process where you suddenly feel better and everybody around you applauds you for finding yourself. Nah, that ain't it. Real healing feels like walking through a ghost town surrounded by people who don't understand the shifts happening inside you. They're still loud, chaotic, needy, angry, addicted to drama, and now you can't participate the way you used to. And that loneliness, it ain't just external. It hits inside your own head. Your nervous system is like, hold up, where's the chaos? Where's the patterns I recognize? You're still carrying the familiarity of toxicity without even realizing it. You miss the old version of yourself because that version was known. It was predictable, and at least it didn't make you feel. It didn't make you question everything. Let me give y'all an example. Imagine you just ended a friendship that was built on drama disguised as love. You gave years to someone who only reached out when they needed validation, when they needed to be rescued, or when they needed someone to cry to while they just destroyed your mental space. So you finally start putting you first. You put yourself first. You start saying no. And that friend starts labeling you cold, selfish, ungrateful. Suddenly you feel isolated. Your heart has put you in a room where nobody, your healing has put you in a room where nobody seems to belong except your own evolving self. And it's worse when people around you still thrive in chaos. Your growth makes them uncomfortable, so they might even try to pull you back and throw shade or gaslight you into thinking that you're overreacting. But that discomfort, that's proof that you're growing. That's it. That's the first taste of freedom, even if it tastes bitter at first. Healing is lonely because you're learning to trust yourself again, long before you can trust anybody else. Honestly, it's like building a house from scratch in a storm. You gotta lay every brick, secure every wall, and figure out the foundation while the wind trying to knock it down. It ain't nobody coming to help. Ain't nobody clapping. And for some of y'all, that's scary as hell because, you spent your whole life relying on others for emotional stability. And now you realize stability comes from you and you alone. Here's the raw truth: loneliness is a part of growth. It is. Loneliness is a part of growth. The people who used to understand you don't fit your new frequency. You're on a new wave. You're on a new vibration. You're on a new frequency. The friends who thrive on your pain can't handle your healing. And lovers who, love the broken version of you don't have space for the improved version. It's not about them. It's about you stepping into who you always were meant to be, who you always were meant to be, right? I've seen it so many times, y'all. People stepping in, like, okay, let me put it like this. I've seen it so many times, women leaving toxic partners, finally embracing, boundaries, only to sit in silence while their social circle criticizes or misunderstands their choices. Men, learning to process emotions instead of bottling them, suddenly feeling isolated because vulnerability made them soft in the eyes of friends who never learned to feel. Loneliness is the price of evolution, and nobody warns you about the cost up front. And listen, this phase can last. It can feel endless, but here's the thing: it's necessary. It is very necessary, and it is because in that space, stripped of validation, distraction, and codependency, you find clarity. You start hearing yourself. Your intuition gets louder. Your energy recalibrates, and for the first time, you might start asking yourself, who do I want around me when I'm fully grown? Who deserves this new version of me? You know, healing is lonely, but it's also liberating if you let it be. Loneliness isn't a punishment. It's a reset button. And when you embrace it instead of running from it, you come out sharper, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. Now don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted now, y'all, because being lonely doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're unlearning patterns, peeling off layers, and learning to love yourself in a world that thrives on distractions. And yeah, some days it'll hurt like a motherfucker. It'll hurt like hell. And some days it'll feel like you lost more than you gained. But every moment of discomfort is a brick in the foundation of life that you're building. Again, every moment of discomfort is a brick in the foundation of the life that you're building. Follow me if you're following me, y'all. And for the cutthroat mob listening, remember this. If you feel lonely during your healing, that ain't failure. That ain't a flaw. That ain't weakness. That's the universe clearing space for the real ones. The ones who will finally understand the depth of your growth and match it with authenticity, loyalty, and respect. So tonight, as we dive deeper into this episode, I want y'all to with that sit with that truth. You know, embrace the quiet, embrace the discomfort. The real shit always starts in the silence, and that's where your power is waiting. Okay, so moving on, right? Let's talk about trauma bonds, that sneaky ass connection that fools your mind into thinking chaos is intimacy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just because it feels intense doesn't mean that it's love. Trauma bonds are tricky because they start small, almost invisible. Maybe it's that person who shows up when you're weak or when you're hurt or when nobody else when nobody else does, or they swoop in and they fix a problem. They make you feel seen, they make you feel heard, they make you feel needed, and just like that, your brain starts rewiring. That rush, that spike of dopamine, that's the drug. That's the addiction. In other words, I'm gonna put it like this: attachment. That word alone is is people don't really pay attention to the severity of that word, the significance of that word, and what it does and what it means alone. Attachment comes routine. Like when you wake up in the morning and you gotta get ready for work or get ready for school, or just you simply have just a morning routine because, that's something that you get used to. It's something that you become consistent with on a daily basis. That's something you add into your schedule without even having to write it down or put it in your notes. It's straight full fledged consistency at its finest. That's what a routine is. Something that you get used to, something that you look forward to, if that makes sense. That's that's what them trauma bonds. That's what I'm saying. Follow me if you following me. But here's the real kicker though, right? Real love don't need to shock your system to prove itself. Real love don't need the real love don't keep you on edge. It don't punish you with silence. It don't play mind games, and it sure as hell don't confuse your trauma with your worth. I've seen it too many times. People stuck in cycles with the same manipulative people for years. They're thinking that they're people or partners or whatever it is. Friendships, you know, family dynamics, friendships and relationships. This is in all aspects, you know, um, thinking that they're in love. Every fight, every apology, every grand gesture just deeper entrenches the bond. They they confuse obsession for passion, control for care, pain for commitment, and the moment that they step back, the trauma bond tightens like a noose. Your body is saying, "Wait, don't leave. This is familiar. This feels safe." But in all reality, it's not safe. It's toxic. Real love lets you breathe. Real love encourages your growth without guilt tripping you. Real love shows up even when it's inconvenient without expectation or manipulation. Trauma bonds, they leave you drained, anxious, questioning your reality. They make you miss someone you shouldn't even want just because your nervous system got addicted to the drama. You shouldn't want drama. You should, like, follow me if you follow me. So why would you, like, if you shouldn't want drama? So why would you want to invite that back into your life? No, no, you can do without it. And here's where this what I'm about to say next. This is where the cutthroat truth kicks in. The only way out, the only way out is awareness and addiction. I mean action. My bad, y'all. Awareness and action. Not awareness and addiction. Awareness and action. Okay. Recognize the patterns. Name the toxicity, and don't let nostalgia or fear of loneliness keep you chained. Real love doesn't speak up on you in storms. Let me say that one more time. Real love doesn't speak, it doesn't sneak up on you in storms. It stands steady while you weather them. Let that sink in, y'all. Now moving on to segment 3. Segment 3, we're gonna talk about why love ain't enough, right? Listen up, Cutthroat Mob, and listen carefully because I'm only gonna say this probably 2 times if I don't say it once. Let me bust the myth wide open for y'all, right? Love alone ain't enough. It never was, and it never will be. People always romanticize that this phrase is love conquers all. But love don't pay bills. Love don't fix childhood traumas. Love don't make emotional immaturity disappear. Love is the spark, not the scaffolding. You need structure. You need boundaries. You need accountability. You need patience. You need communication skills that aren't just saying, I love you, while hiding resentment. Love without those things turns into frustration, resentment, and eventually heartbreak. Let me give you a story. Y'all ready for it? Let me give y'all a story. Follow me if you're following me, though. Imagine two people who love each other fiercely, ride or die energy and all that good shit, right? But one of them can't communicate without yelling. One's financial habits are chaotic, and both avoid accountability because love should be enough, right? 10 years later, they still together. Sure. Happier? Probably not. Love alone couldn't hold it together. It wasn't absent, it was insufficient. Love alone don't build homes. It don't cultivate trust. It don't stabilize the soul. It's the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. And this is why so many people stay too long, leave too late, or confuse intensity for sustainability. Love is vital, okay? Love is vital. It ain't a magic wand. Now, whew, this one right here, where we about to move on to, we talking about family. Now, we get to the foundation, the OG trauma architect. Family shapes you before you even know you got shaped to be molded, you know? And sometimes family is your first bully. That shit will mess with you for life if you don't unpack it. Some of y'all grew up with love that came with strings. You know, like them strings, the little string puppets, the ones that they use to control with the strings. Yeah, that type shit. Yeah. Criticism disguised as concern. Silence disguised as strength. Neglect disguised as care. And guess what? Your brain didn't know better. You accepted it as normal. You you coded loyalty as obedience, safety as compliance, and boundaries as disrespect. I've seen folks carry this into adulthood. They don't even realize their partner's subtle shade triggers them, or their people's subtle shade triggers them because it mirrors a childhood pattern. So they overcompensate at work or in friendships because approval was scarce at home. They tolerate disrespect, thinking, oh, that's just how relationships or friendships or, family work because that's what they learned in the crib. Breaking these cycles isn't betrayal, it's self preservation. It's saying, I refuse to live in the same energy that traumatized me. That's why family healing is complicated. You love them, but you gotta set the rules for your life. You can't fix their behavior but you can control your access, your boundaries, and your energy. And I don't care who get offended. Some of the realest lessons come from calling, the quiet shit out loud. And if you ain't willing to examine it, you'll keep repeating it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Straight up. Don't nobody got no time for that. There was a point in time in my life where I found myself just my whole entire life just right before my own eyes. It was just totally, completely, and utterly disturbed by people I did not want around. They didn't respect me. They didn't respect my space. They didn't respect my boundaries. They didn't respect our friendship or me or them or let alone themselves as a person. And I cut off they access to me completely, completely. You couldn't even get a hi or bye from me. You couldn't even get me to if I were to walk outside and you was to see me, I wouldn't see you. I'm not saying that to be rude, but I'm saying that on some real shit. Like sometimes it's necessary. When it comes to your life, you that's not something you should want to play about. It's simple. When it's not good for you, when it's toxic and when it doesn't respect you, let it go. All right? Now, moving on. We going to talk about money. Y'all, we talking about money, right? Or rather the lack of it and how it shapes the way people give and receive love. This one hit different because when you broke, you ain't just broken your wallet. You broken your standards, your patience, your tolerance, and sometimes even your self respect. Being financially strapped forces compromises. You stay longer than you should in relationships. You excuse behaviors that wouldn't touch if you had security. You settle for crumbs because the alternative, being alone, feels scarier than enduring misalignment, if that makes any sense. Bruh, whew, it's heavy. It seeps into friendships, partnerships, and even family connections. Let me break it down. break it down for y'all. Because I done seen folks in relationships where one partner is constantly late on bills, constantly borrowing, constantly apologizing, and the other partner is just carrying the weight out of love. But that ain't love. That's survival. That's fear. And being broke amplifies it. Money scarcity messes with your judgment. It makes you confuse endurance with loyalty. And sometimes it convinces you that compromise equals love. No. The real truth, money and stability exposes who you really are when the lights go out. Let me say that again. Money and stability exposes who you really are when the lights go out. When there's no external validation or temporary distractions, it forces you to check what you'll accept, what you won't, and the kind of energy that you're willing to tolerate. And learning to love yourself, even when broke, even when options are limited, that's the real flex. That's the kind of self respect nobody can take away. So remember, Cutthroat Mob, being broke doesn't excuse toxicity, but it sure as hell changes the landscape of how love shows up, how people survive, and how hearts get bruised along the way. All right, now the last thing we're gonna talk about before we close out is advice I wish I'd known sooner. Now let me hit y'all with some hard earned gems. Advice I wish I learned 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? Listen close, because this is that real life, like street level therapy wisdom that you just can't Google or, get a quote from Instagram type shit. Number one, right? Peace costs everything. Your comfort, your relationships, your ego, sometimes even people you thought were ride or die. If it costs your peace, it's too damn expensive. Walk away, set boundaries, and don't apologize for valuing yourself. Like I stated before, just a few moments ago, minutes ago, you gotta cut access, like you gotta cut off people's access to you if it ain't good for you. If it ain't good for you. If it's just constantly draining you, if it doesn't respect you, if you keep putting too much into it and getting nothing in return, it's not for you. Walk the fuck away and don't be afraid to do that. That's where the boundaries, setting boundaries come in at. And you don't have to apologize for valuing yourself. You come first. It's about you. This is your life. You can't get mad if you don't, you know, like if you don't take the right steps that's needed to you, follow me if you follow me. I get what like I know y'all understand what I'm saying, and if you don't, then shit, y'all just ain't on the same type of frequency, and I'm okay with that, right? Moving on. Closure two. Number two. Closure is overrated, right? Clarity comes from observation, not explanations. You know, people explain themselves to manipulate perception, not always to enlighten you. Stop waiting on people to justify their actions and start trusting your own reading of the situation. In other words, stop giving motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt. They are exactly who the fuck they show you they are the first time. Don't second guess it. Stop giving the benefit of the doubt. Because after that, if you do it, then it's your fault and you can't be mad, like I said. Period. Point blank. Number three, being alone is underrated. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's recalibration. It's learning to enjoy your own energy, your own rhythm, your own company. The people who belong in your life will adjust. The rest let them walk. And it's just as simple as that. Like I said what I said. Number four, patterns repeat until confronted. If you keep attracting the same toxicity, the same chaos, the same heartbreak, it's not bad luck. It's unexamined programming. Identify it, call it out, and refuse to let it define your life. That's it. That's it. Right? Number five, love should add, not drain. If someone's presence feels like attacks on your emotions, and this is what I was just telling y'all. This is what I was just telling y'all. This is what I was just telling y'all moments ago, right? If you're constantly my bad, y'all. If you're constantly giving without receiving in ways that matter, that ain't love. It's extraction, like a drainage, like a removal. It's like taking something out of you without putting it back. Learn the difference and stop confusing effort for devotion. And for those of y'all who don't know what devotion is, let me define it for you. Devotion, in other words, is another word for loyalty. Loyalty. And I can't tell y'all what loyalty means because shit, however you perceive it is how you perceive it. Is shit. Yeah. We gonna talk about that another time. Cause y'all loyalty sometimes be like, oh shit. I'm bamboozled. I'm baffled. I'm like flabbergasted. I'm perplexed. Like, yeah. Moving on. I'm stupid. No, I'm not. But yeah, moving on. Number six, growth will offend people. This one of my favorite ones right here. Because when people see you doing better, for some odd ass reason, they don't like that. But it don't stunt my growth, so don't let it stunt yours. Let me break it down for y'all. Some folks who thrived on your silence, no, let me rephrase that. Some folks thrived on your silence. Some thrived on your brokenness. The moment that you evolve, they gonna get salty. But don't do nothing. Don't feel no type of way. Don't let it get under your skin. Don't let it bother you. They get salty. Let them. Let them. Their reaction ain't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their comfort with their own stagnation. They ain't comfortable within their lives. They're not happy. They're not where they want and or need to be in their life. So they gonna hate on you because they see you doing better. But you don't let that stunt your growth and you don't let it stop you. You let that motivate you for you to keep on evolving, keep pushing forward, keep elevating, and you keep thriving. But don't thrive off their brokenness. You thrive off of your success, if that makes any sense. And I think it did. And I know it did because it did in my head. So if y'all don't understand, then that's on you. Period, point blank. All right. Now the last one. My personal favorite, healing is a lifelong investment, not a one time purchase. Let me say that again for you all. Healing is a lifelong investment, not a one time purchase. Ain't nobody handed you a certificate and said, congratulations, you healed. Nah, fuck that. And if they did, it ain't real. It's not certified just because it's a certificate. Nah, healing is messy. Healing is repetitive. Healing will hurt. It'll make you question everything you thought you knew. And that's okay. Because if you stick it through, you'll come out sharper, wiser, and untouchable. And every single time. Look, Cutthroat Mob, this episode, it ain't about agreement. It's about truth. It's about the truth that stings, the truth that confronts, the truth that makes you uncomfortable. But discomfort is the gateway to growth. Don't get too comfortable anywhere. Discomfort, when you're uncomfortable, it's okay. When you're uncomfortable, it's okay, because that's gonna let you know that you're growing. Like I said, it's that foundation, the brick. um, you might feel, yeah, like I said, discomfort is the gateway to growth. You might feel like triggered. You might argue with me in your head. You might even, text a friend like, "Yup, he really just said that about me." Okay, that's fine. That's part of the process, because by the time you finish listening, if you really hear it and hear what I'm saying, and if you really following me, you leaving with clarity, perspective, and actual peace of mind. Remember, healing is lonely, but it's necessary, absolutely necessary. Trauma bonds are toxic, but unidentifiable. I mean, no, but identifiable. My bad, y'all. And love alone isn't enough. Structure matters. Family shapes you, but you define yourself. Money changes dynamics, but self respect is non negotiable. And the advice I just gave, keep it, apply it, and watch how your life shifts. Watch it. If you really hear what I'm saying, if you really receive in my message, y'all, then receive it and watch how your life shifts. So, like I said, roll one, pour out a drink, grab your blankets, chargers, comfort items, and whatever the hell you need, and let the truth sink in. Let yourself feel it, question it, argue with it, embrace it. And this is Peace of Mind Reloaded. I'm your host, Princess the Goddess, the one who keeps it real so you can live better, love smarter, and protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Y'all, this concludes today's episode, and I do want to say once again, welcome to all the newcomers. You're now a part of the Cutthroat Mob, but please be advised that this is not a place. This ain't the safe place. This ain't most likely is not gonna hold your hand, not gonna babysit. Babysit. We're not gonna pat your ass on the back. Talk about, oh, there's, it's okay now. No, fuck all that. We like straight cutthroat with it, like right in your face. We gonna give it to you raw, real, and uncut, uncensored. Like no fake, no fluff, no none of that. But I can assure you that you will leave with a peace of mind by the end of every episode. And just know that y'all keep rocking with me, because every episode gets better and better from here. So happy holidays to all of y'all. I hope y'all enjoy y'all holidays with your family and friends and loved ones and stuff. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous, stay aware, and always remember that real love comes at a price. It comes at a cost, and you just paid attention. All right. Once again, this is Peace of Mind. I'm your host, Princess the Goddess, and we out. Wow. Oh, and make sure that y'all like, subscribe, hit your notifications. Spread the word. Comment. You feel me? This will be up on YouTube and other platforms, and I will be providing the link within my bios or my posts. So y'all stay tuned for more great content and thoughtful conversation. Support your girl, rock with your girl, and together we can grow. Like real talk. Um, but yeah, lessons, like I said. Um, Feel free to hit me up with, topic requests, conversations, any questions, Q&A. You can always request to be a live guest speaker. Um, we do interviews. Like I said, nothing's limited here. We talk about everything, like everything. But except for fake shit. We don't talk about fake shit. We don't do fake shit here. So if you're looking for some fake shit, go somewhere else with that. All right? Straight up. But like I said, this is Peace of Mind Reloaded. I'm your host, Princess the Goddess. And welcome to the Cutthroat Mob. We out.